And the big thing that I've really been telling myself is, to replace fear with faith.
I got 10 bazillion in my student section. I got 10 bazillion in my student section. We are GRC, we are GRC. Winning is the key, winning is the key.
Hello everyone, this is Kevin Bruni with Grand Rapids Christian Athletics. I am joined today by Grand Rapids Christian's two-time state champion baseball coach, Brent Gates. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, Coach, we're glad to have you back. Early on, you were with us for about 6 years, had some good success. I think there was the last 3 years you were there. You had some pretty deep playoff runs with 2 of those ending in championships, and we're excited to have you back one more time.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Well, hey, we're here today to talk about mostly about our seniors, to honor them, to talk about them, and want to start by just, you had a chance to work with these kids in the off season, but didn't get a ton of time in season with them. But I think during that time, this was a dedicated group, as I know you talk about them. You did get a chance to get to know those kids and get some impressions of them. So we'd like to take a little bit of time here just to talk about those seniors. Can you tell us a little bit about Kurt Elvesteffer and Keegan Batka?
Yeah, the work started really around the first day of school, where we had a meeting with our staff and then all the players, not just the varsity guys, but the younger kids as well. I think we had 50, 60 kids show up, which as a coaching staff, that was awesome. So really what we wanted to do there is just set the expectations. What we want to do, just because it's an off season doesn't mean we're not going to work. And this group, from day one, it was 3 days a week in the weight room, starting, at the beginning of the fall, and they were still going through tryouts. So it was a group that bought into what we wanted to do, bought into the mission of what we're trying to accomplish, and not only just let's play during the season, but bought into what it takes to become a championship team. So, obviously not having seen them in game action, I did get to see some of these seniors, which I thought would have been a special group for us this year. Obviously programs are built on senior leadership and what they, what their experience and what they've done. So Kurt was a guy, great kid, came in, worked hard every time he came into our four-mans or hitting. He was a kid that I felt he would buy into whatever situation he was going to fall into. Whatever role that we would ask him to do, I could tell he would be a kid that would be, let's go. I'll do whatever the team needs. So that was evident from just the short time we got to spend with Kurt. And then Keegan was a kid that we knew as a coaching staff coming in. We had heard from other coaches talking, it's Keegan Batka kid. And again, I had Austin back when I was coaching Grand Rapids Christian, I think 2012. So Keegan was a great kid. Again, didn't miss a day in the weight room, went to every four-man, every hitting, is a baseball junkie. And for a kid that's as talented as he is, for some of our younger kids to watch him every day and the work he puts in was great for a program. Obviously we wanted to see him on the field, but he's going to have a great career as he moves on to Wabash Valley.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Keegan. Thanks for filling us in. Tell us a little bit about Logan Custer and Eason Hardaway.
Yeah, Logan was a player that came to us again in the four-mans. Really, we got to know him a little bit. A quieter kid, and it's sort of how we talk about it as a staff is we try to figure out relationships. How are we going to build the relationships to get these kids to be as successful as they can? And this was one that was a little harder because he doesn't really open up, but a great kid, hard worker, and he came in tryouts. He had a little bit with his shoulder, but we were excited the way he swung the bat. Thought he was going to help us in our lineup. Just unfortunate we didn't get to see him in game action. And Eason we had heard or we'd seen him play football in the fall. And he came as advertised. I think he has that little bit of moxie where he has the confidence in himself. I think the players react to that. They see him, but it's in a humble way. He's not bragging. It doesn't come off wrong. It's just natural for him. And again, he's a kid that we were excited to have. Another story with him was, he had pitched last year, I think a little bit for the varsity, and we had him in bullpens and we wanted to drop him down into a submarine pitcher. And for a senior with a new coach, sometimes they're going to look at that and say, no, I'm not going to do that. I've had success doing it my way. But again, he bought in. He said, whatever you need, coach, if you think that's going to make our team more successful, I'm willing to do whatever you ask. So that says a lot about Eason.
Yeah, it definitely does. 2 more guys, Aaron House and Devin Musin. I think you said Devin was a captain as well. Tell us a little bit about Aaron and Devin.
Yeah, Aaron, again, Aaron was a great kid, came in as much as he could. He was working in the off season. When he could get off of work, he definitely would come in and show his face and work out with us. Again, great kid, good tool set. We really were intrigued by what he offered. He can run a little bit. We had him in the outfield. I think he could play second base. We know he could catch. The ball comes out of his hand real well. And, again, just a great kid. And someone you could tell he would buy into whatever we thought would be best for him, whatever that role would be. And Devin and Keegan were voted as team captains. Devin, again, hardworking kid, came to all of our workouts, all of our four-mans, all of our hitting, and led the way in a quiet way. I always would tell Devin, I said, Devin, you're really good. And, I think Devin was, not that he lacks confidence, but I think he's quiet. And I think he's a kid that you just really need to build up and let him know he's a really good baseball player. And I know he's going to go on to Hope, and I'm hoping he's going to play baseball there. But because I think he has a lot of baseball still left to contribute.
Hey, thanks for filling us in on that. One more senior, Alex Smith. Tell us about Alex.
Yeah, Alex is one that's just, again, he lights up a room when he walks into the room. He's got that infectious attitude, always smiling, always having a good day. And, when we saw him come in, everyone just get, you had a smile on your face. Worked extremely hard when he was there. And we were excited to see what he was going to be able to contribute for us this spring. And, again, I know he's going to have a successful career in whatever he decides to do.
Kid can really run, can he? I mean, I was waiting to see him on the base path again.
Yeah, we on our tryouts, and we had heard again that this kid can run a little bit. And on our tryouts, we did our speed testing, and he's as fast a kid as I've seen, especially at a high school level. It's a game changer. The thing is we were just going to work with his approach and put him at the top of the lineup, and instead of swinging at that first fastball, working some pitches, and a walk for him is like a triple.
That's cool. Yeah, he's a great kid. So thanks for filling us in on those 7 guys. I mean, what a great group of guys. All of them seem humble. All of them seem willing. And that's kind of the foundation of a great team. And I know you had big hopes for this group to be a really good team at the end of the year. And I'm confident they would have done that. So, Coach, since we didn't get to see them play, and since we kind of had the loss of this season, I know that God has been teaching me a lot of things during this time, but what have you learned during this time of loss and some grieving, but also some new opportunities? What have you learned?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just that we are not in control, and I know for me that can be difficult sometimes. I feel like, I feel like my personality is I like to be in control of the situation. And I think what this has shown is you're not in control. And another thing was that to slow down a little bit. Obviously I have 5 kids, and we're very sport dynamic. We're going all over the place, volleyball, and hockey. And so what it's allowed us to do as a family is really become a lot closer. We're together, spend more quality time together, and just really focus on what's important, and realizing that it's not how always we want it to go. We just have to trust that, it's God's plan and what's in store. And the big thing that I've really been telling myself is, to replace fear with faith, and I think, we can watch TV and we can hear things, and there's a lot of fear out there, and rightfully so. But I think if you really think about it and you put the faith where it needs to be, I think we'll come through this fine.
Coach, I really appreciate you taking some time with us today, talking about our seniors and talking a little bit about what's been on your heart. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
I got 10 bazillion in my student section. I got 10 bazillion in my student section. We are GRC, we are GRC. Winning is the key, winning is the key.